What up, guys? Annie's here, Gil Forever. Going to give you guys a brief little review for Pirates of the Caribbean Curse of the Black Pearl. Before I get into it, some of you might be a little confused as to, wait a minute, Annie's here, what's this about? Like, what's going on? What's this movie? Okay, then. Sit tight. I'll give you a brief explanation. That way you can be better prepared for the next movie that's coming up. So, we are in the month of November. I know we're like at least halfway into the month, more or less. So, I decided to do, I guess you can say, a little celebration for the month of October, which is just watch movies, wherever they may be. They could be anime, live action, Disney, whatever. So, I did a voting poll, and the voting poll, you can only participate if you pledge $1 on Patreon. If you pledge $1 on Patreon, you can vote for whatever movie gets picked out for the following week coming up. Which I think I plan to have this Tuesday gonna be the next movie to come up. So yeah, make sure if you want to vote for a movie, whatever it may be, go to my Patreon. It's only $1. Pledge $1 and you can participate in the voting. And then whatever movie gets voted will be reacted to and uploaded on YouTube. So that's how it goes down. Basically, the voting is held on Patreon, but the actual reaction itself will be uploaded on YouTube. So it's not really like how can I say this? It's not really a bad deal, because all you really are paying for is just $1 to be able to control more or less which movie ends up being the one that gets reacted to for this month of November. And I know what you're thinking. Well, we only got like what, a few weeks, maybe a week, or maybe a week and a few days. So I know you're wondering, like, how many movies can I possibly get into? Here's the thing. We are going to be watching movies all the way up to next year. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to have other reactions in between those movies, so don't you worry. It's not just going to be pure movies that I'm going to cover. It's going to be other reactions, so on and so forth. But I decided to add movies into the mix because, well, we are getting into the end of this year, and then we'll be entering 2022 very soon. So I want to end off this year with very classical movies. Again, whether they be anime, live action, or Disney. You're free to suggest whatever movies you guys want to see, but know that the suggestions will be on a poll on Patreon. On Patreon. And again, it's only $1 to pledge. And even then, what's I was gonna say? Even then, the next movie will be held as well as in that same month. I mean, in that same week, month, whatever. Because, again, the next movie that I'm planning to react to will be this Tuesday. So, unfortunately, not a whole lot of people wanted to participate in a live stream. I didn't get really any commitments. But if you guys do want to see my reaction live, then let me know in the comment section down below of this video. That way I know the next time I do a reaction to a movie, whether it be the sequel to Pirates of the Caribbean or whatever it may be, let me know. And if I can get at least 5 people or more to let me know they want to be on the stream to see whatever movie gets picked out live, I'll hold it. But otherwise, I'll just sorry guys, dry throat. Otherwise, I'll just record it and upload it to YouTube. Okay? But again, meanwhile, I will say this. You do get a lot of benefits off of just pledging $1. Number one, you get to participate in anything related to voting on Patreon. Number two, I will be uploading seasonal anime over on Patreon. But usually when it comes to new series, I would need you to pledge $5 at the very least. But since these are seasonal animes and are as new as it gets, I decided those to be $1. So not only will you gain the benefits off of voting, you will also have access to any seasonal anime I'll be reacting to in that time. And finally, it also grants you access to reaction to manga, because manga, no matter what, will fall under the $1 pledge if you want to see my reactions to manga series, whatever they may be. So in reality, you get a whole lot of benefits off of just pledging $1. Voting, seasonal anime, as well as manga reactions. Well, seasonal anime reactions and manga reactions. So, yeah, even if, let's just say you vote, right? And the series you wanted to vote for doesn't get picked. I mean, a movie that you wanted to see for this upcoming Tuesday doesn't get picked. At least you got other things you can benefit out of. So, it's not really a loss. If anything, it's a triple win. But yeah, it's up to you. You guys don't have to pledge on Patreon, but I'm just saying if you did, you would benefit a lot out of it. So, with that being said, that's pretty much it. So, Pirates of the Caribbean. This was the first time I've ever reacted to this movie. I've never seen any of the Pirates of the Caribbean movie, by the way. I've seen maybe a few clips here and there, but nothing really like I sat down and watched the whole movie. I've never done that for the Pirates of the Caribbean. So I saw the first one, which you can obviously see, Curse of the Black Pearl, and honestly, it was a really good movie. It was really, really good. I liked it. Nothing like a good old drink. But yeah, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. Looking forward to seeing what's going to be the next series. I keep saying series. The next movie that gets voted for the next poll on Patreon. By the way, that poll will be coming up very shortly in a moment. So make sure, if you do want to vote, stay tuned, because the poll for the next movie that gets voted for Tuesday that's coming up. Yes, it's this following Tuesday coming up. Will be up sometime today. So make sure you go over on Patreon if you're interested in casting your vote, whether it's the sequel to Pirates of the Caribbean or something else you may see. And yes, for those of you that are probably wondering, how long does the poll last? Well, it lasts until the day when the movie is supposed to be uploaded. So you have tonight, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and finally Tuesday. Tuesday early morning is when the winner is decided. So you have a couple days. And I will say this though, in between those days, I will be uploading whatever I can on YouTube, as well as whatever I can on Patreon, which is probably going to be seasonal anime here and there. So make sure to check that out. But yeah, other than that, I really did enjoy this movie a lot. I can tell like this was a very old movie, but I will have to say, for such an old movie, it was a real treat. I had so much fun watching this movie, from the characters to the story to the twists and turns. The character Captain Jack Sparrow really is an unpredictable character, but at the same time, the guy is a genius. I can't even lie. The stuff he comes up with on the spot just go together fluently, and no one can predict them. That's the tricky part. Despite how he can be tricked, despite how he can be killed, despite any of the situations, he is like very, 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 very crafty. And I feel like that's what I enjoy about his character. Despite how often he gets himself into trouble and how often those troubles lead him into worser troubles, he still finds a way to pull through and gets himself out of any hairy situation. And if, dare I say, he even gets even more of what he out of the trouble that he was brought into. I'm just saying, man, if I had like if Captain Jack Sparrow is like always getting himself out of all these sketchy situations, I would make sure he's 10 feet under, like like jailed up. That way the chances of him escaping is non-existent. But really I feel like when it came down to getting out of his jail cells or whatnot, I feel like it does to a degree have to do with luck, because there's just certain circumstances that come about that end up being the end all be all for his situations. But miraculously he gets saved, whether it's from Will or whether it's from Barbosa, who is literally a living dead. Well, no, he's dead now. I mean, he got shot. Jack was saving his last shot for Barbosa right at the moment when he became mortal again. All of it. And even though at the start it seemed like Will and Jack were pretty much enemies, due to the fact that Will has a strong hate, or at least problem, with pirates, despite him literally being born from a pirate. So I think though by the end of the movie he kind of accepted the role of the pirate due to how much it runs in his veins. And I guess in a way he's starting to see pirates in a whole new light, because he went out of his way to save one. He didn't have to, but he went out of his way to save Jack. Because, I mean, Jack did do a lot for him. Even though he was like, oh, I don't care about you, I was just using you. This and that and this and that. But even then, Will didn't see a lot of what Jack did coming. In the end, he saved them. Again, I don't know if Jack really plans all this, or if it's really just all on the spot. Like, the man is super unpredictable, but at the same time, he does a good job in following through with all his plans despite the situation. So he's very adaptive. He's very adaptive in that sense, that regardless of how crucial or dire the situation may come off to him, he is able to figure out a way how to not only escape from said situation, but as well as being able to escalate his plans. And in my honest opinion, if you're able to adapt to any situation, and not only adapt and escape, but as well as doing what you can within limited resources to, I guess you can say, further your own plans, I just can't help but think of, like, that's a straight up genius. Adapting, like, and then adapting and advancing. He's able to do both despite the situations. And with that said, I can't help but feel like, damn, Jack. Jeez. I guess, I mean, there is a reason why this man hasn't been killed for so long, and he's always managed to survive. Like, I feel like for me, the smartest plan he had is being able to, like, take a coin from the treasure chest, making himself immortal, because he stole from there, correct? By doing that, he made himself immortal. He fell under the curse and cannot be killed. The way how he did it and played it off was very ingenious. He did it to make sure that he wouldn't be killed in case he had to duke it out with Barbosa, because he's well aware that if immortal Jack and an immortal Barbosa were to fight, Jack would be dead. Jack would have been killed. But no, he evened out the playing field. I feel because he knew he was going to save Will. I will have to admit, though, what was his benefit to saving Will? The only thing I can think about why he decided to save Will is probably because he needed Will at the right moment to use his blood to make Barbosa mortal enough to kill him. I feel like Jack's ultimate goal was more or less to, like, kill Barbosa, as well as getting his ship back, the Black Pearl. And not only did he manage to get away with killing Barbosa, get his ship back, but he landed in Will's good graces enough for him to be saved. I'm guessing that also went according to his plan because he knew that Will was a good person. So he knew if he saved Will, because let's be honest, even if, let's hypothetically say, Will dies, they're immortal, Jack can kill Barbosa, he runs away, the government will be on his, they'll be on him. But by doing this, he almost secured himself of any possible trailbacks from these government officials. So I have nothing else but to say, but Jack, well done. Well done indeed. The man impressed me throughout the whole movie, and honestly, I look forward to the sequel. Well, assuming it gets voted. Again, when it comes to which movie gets picked out for the next upcoming movie reaction, that power is in your hands. So, as soon as this goes up, the poll on Patreon will be up. So just know this. The moment you see this video on YouTube, the Patreon poll for the next upcoming movies will be up as well. Okay? So, food for thought if you want to participate in the poll. And yeah, that's basically it. Hashtag Captain Jack Sparrow. Because, let's be honest, regardless of the romance between Will and Elizabeth, Jack honestly stole the movie. Jack was the real character, the real main character of the show. Then again, I feel like he always was. It's just that Will was, I guess you can say he's an accessory to his mission. That's what he was. It's just Will didn't realize it till it came down to it. But anyway, guys, that's it from me. Peace. I'm out.